summer so far, based on how they have settled in at their clubs. Now, we did this at the start, well, at the end of the video, end of the window, and I thought it would be a good idea if we sort of check in throughout the season and do the same tier list so we can sort of track as the season progresses how these signings are going and compare. So obviously we're still early days, but as we're in an international break, we've had about 10 games or so. I feel like we can start making a couple judgments. Obviously, if I put someone in flop right now, it doesn't mean that I think they're going to be a flop forever, but it just means maybe they haven't had the best of starts to their new team. So yeah, at the end of the video I will decide my current signing of the summer, and also I compare it to who I picked at the start of the season. Now we've got a lot of names, so obviously I'm going to be very, very brief with some of them. A lot of people also have not played due to like injury. If someone has not played, I'm going to set a precedent now. If they've not played due to injury, they'll go straight into average unless they cost a lot of money and they've been injured the whole time. And like, you know, if they had signed someone else, they could have maybe definitely used that money on someone else. But either way, mainly if you're injured, you're going in average, and I'm not going to spend too much time on every player, so let's get straight into it. Right, Trevor Chalobah to Crystal Palace. I think it's been okay, pretty average, not really done too much wrong, not really been amazing, I would say. I mean, he has scored a goal, which is good. I believe, is this Joachim Andersen or Sander Berge? We're going to have a lot of this. Yeah, that's Joachim Andersen. Signing of a summer contender. I think it's been absolutely superb for Fulham at the back. Really, really good. I actually had him as an honourable mention for my Premier League Team of the Season video I did so far. I think he settled in really, really nicely and is doing amazing. And yeah, he's been so good at the back for Fulham. Yankuba Minter. Now Yankuba Minter started off pretty well, but I think he sort of fizzled out. So I think it's been okay. I think it's been alright. Average signing. Amari Hutchins, I would say, has actually been a good signing for Ipswich to get him on a permanent. He's been one of Ipswich's better players, I think, and yeah, has settled in pretty nicely into the Premier League and stepped up. Amadou Onana, I would say, has been a good signing. I'm not going to say signing of a summer contender just because I think, you know, he costs quite a bit of money. So I would say, you know, he's sort of living up to his price tag right now. For him to be signing of a summer, you would have to be exceptional for Villa, but he's been pretty good. I think it's definitely been an upgrade on Douglas Luiz and a good signing overall. Jordan Ayew. Now, Jordan Ayew, I remember I had him as flop. I didn't understand this signing when it happened. Now I'm actually going to say it's a good signing. He scored 2 goals, I think, so far. Both like 90th minute equalisers to get Leicester points. Even if overall his entire play hasn't been amazing, he's won them points so far. So, you know, that could be vital in terms of keeping Leicester up. Ross Barkley, I think it's been a bit meh. He hasn't really played too much. When he has played, I mean, he's been okay. But yeah, I wouldn't say Barkley has been amazing. James Ward-Prowse, I would probably say the same thing, on loan at Nottingham Forest. He's sort of out of the team now. Like, he started off in the team, but has sort of gone out of it. But as it's a loan, I think it's okay. Sepp van den Berg, I would say, has been pretty average for Brentford. I mean, he had an absolute horrible error in their last game, but against Bournemouth. But overall, he's been okay. Calvin Phillips, I'm not going to say flop. I think that's a little bit harsh, but he's not had a good time. I'll say meh. He has not had a good time at Ipswich so far. Yeah, he's not been amazing. He's also got a red card as well, so it's not been a great start, but because he's on loan, I wouldn't say he's a flop. Ian Martson, I would say, has been a good signing. He hasn't started loads of games, but when he has come on off the bench, he's really had a good impact to help Villa get back into games, and when he does played a few Champions League games in particular, he's been a really good rotational differential really for that Aston Villa side. Savio, I'd say he's a good signing. Started off really well, dipped off a little bit. I think he got a little injury, and now he's back in the side. But I think overall it's been a pretty good signing for Manchester City. Now, I actually had him as my signing of the summer before, so his performance has dipped a little bit. So I can't really put him like that there, but I think he's still been a good signing so far. Daichi Kamada, I am going to put in flop. I think Kamada has really struggled at Crystal Palace. He started off okay, but has really quickly struggled. He's not even starting a lot of the games. He's been sent off as well. Palace are struggling a lot, and I mean, it's not all down to him, but I would say, right now he's really not been that good at all for Palace. Next up, I believe this is Bilal El Khanous for Leicester. I'd say he's average. I think he's got a nice goal, I believe, in a Carabao Cup as Man United, but besides that, I don't think he's really done too much in a Leicester shirt, but he's a young kid, so not going to be too harsh on him. Maxwell Cornet, has he even played? Has Cornet even played? If he has, I haven't even recognised him. I'll just put him in meh. Oliver Skip to Leicester, I would say meh as well. I mean, he's been pretty. I mean, he's kind of what I expected. Pretty mediocre. But they've spent quite a bit of money on him. But I mean, he's been okay. Matt O'Reilly, I'm gonna put in average because unfortunately in his debut, like 9 minutes into his debut in the cup first crawl, he got an injury, so he's been out. I mean, he came back instantly, made his Premier League debut as Man City and scored. So, I mean, I think he will become a good signing, but right now it's a bit unfair to judge him. Aaron Ramsdale, I'm gonna say good signing. I was thinking maybe signing of a summer contender, but I don't think he's been that good. But he's been a good signing. He has, as you would kind of expect, been one of Southampton's best players. Made very nice saves so far. His distribution has been decent. But yeah, he's been a bit of a struggling Southampton side, but he's one of the shining lights, so pretty good signing there. Lloyd Kelly, I'm going to say average. I haven't really noticed him too much. Eddie Nketiah is an interesting one. I'm going to say average as well. He has played in a number 10 role for Crystal Palace, and he's done okay. I think he's had some good games. He's had some other games where maybe it's not been amazing. He's been injured now. But yeah, I think he's been alright. I think it's been a pretty average. Raheem Sterling, I'll put him in meh. He hasn't really played too much. And that's despite Arsenal having a bit of an injury crisis in the attack. So it's a little bit disappointing, you would say. From an Arsenal perspective and Sterling perspective, he's not killing in the side still. But yeah, I mean, he's only a loan, so I'm going to say meh. Lenny Yoro, average, been injured. Igor Thiago, average, been injured. Evan Nilsson, good signing. Now he started off pretty bad. Like, he could not put the ball in the net. He missed a penalty versus Chelsea, and it looked like he was maybe going to go for a bit of a rough patch. But I believe he's got 3 in his last 3 games, so he's sort of come to life, and we've really seen, we're starting to see now that Evan Nilsson is, a very good player, and Bournemouth have a potentially fantastic striker on their hands. So I think so far he has, proven that he's a good player, and I think he's only going to get better and better now. So good signing so far. Ben Brereton Diaz flop. I mean, I think he's barely played. I don't think he's in the team that much anymore. He started off in the team, hasn't scored a single goal, I believe, for Southampton. Yeah, and Southampton have been struggling with the goals, so a flop. Ismail Assar. Ismaili Sarr. I'm gonna put him there. It's kind of similar to Gamada, really. Hasn't really, he's not like a regular starter anymore, which is a bit disappointing. I don't think he scored a goal. I'm not even sure if he's got an assist. He hasn't really contributed too much to the attack. Actually, I think it's only fair if I'm putting Gamada in there, and then he's got to join him. Sugawara, average. I don't think I've really noticed him too much. I mean, he's got a nice goal, but that's about it. Jack Clark. Now, I don't know what's happened, but like Jack Clark, I'm guessing he's injured because I really haven't noticed him, so I'll just put him in average. But I was very hot on that, I believe. Jesper Lindstrom, average again. I mean, he hasn't really played too much. He's had some cameos off the bench. He's looked okay actually when he's off the bench, but not played a significant amount. Elliot Anderson. I'm actually going to say signing of a summer contender. Another player who I was very, very wrong about. I didn't really like this signing. When it happened, I was a bit confused about how much they paid for him, but he's been incredible. He's been incredible in that midfield for Nottingham Forest, and has been vital to their success so far this season. So yeah, I think he's a signing of a summer contender. Jorginho Rutter, I'll say average. Had some decent moments. Still isn't like a regular starter. And they pay quite a bit of money for him, so I would say it's pretty average so far. Calafori. Yeah, I think I have to put him in average because he has been injured for a lot of it. When he has played, he's looked pretty decent, but he's not played a ton of games due to injuries, so I'll keep him average there. Liam Delap, another player who I was quite wrong about. I did not expect him to be this good. Signing of a summer contender. He has been incredible for Ipswich so far. Pretty much all of their goals have come from him or Sammy Smosix. He has been amazing, and yeah, without him, Ipswich definitely will probably be on 0 points right now, to be honest. He's been fantastic. Ilman in Die, I'm going to put in good signing. He's been really good. He has been really, really good. He's had some really nice moments in an Everton shirt. I think he's been slowly getting better and better for Everton. He's been one of their better attackers in an attack that isn't really functioning too well. He's been one of the bright sparks. Matt FIFA, I think he's had some injuries, so I'm going to say average, but he started off okay, got injured, and now I don't think he's like a regular starter anymore. Jaden Filagino, I'm going to put him there. Kind of similar to Barkley. I don't think he's really had too much of an impact. I mean, besides getting sent off in a game, I don't think he's really done too much in Aston Villa shirt, to be honest. Only really getting cameo minutes off the bench. Miguel Marino has been injured for most of, the start of the season, so it's only fair to put him in average, but when he has played, I think he's been pretty decent. Jacob Greaves, I'm going to say good signing. I think he's been pretty decent for Ipswich at the back, particularly in that Spurs game. I think he was pretty decent. And yeah, he's been a regular starter for Ipswich and has been okay at the back, so good signing. Chiesa has been injured. Gundogan. I'm actually going to say, this is maybe a bit of a hot take, I'm going to say Gundogan has been a flop. Now this is based on expectation, because and I think most people had very high expectations for Gundogan. Most of us thought that, coming back after a decent year at Barca on a free transfer, this was going to be one of the best signings. I actually did have him in my signing of the summer contenders. It was him or Savinho in the last video, so I had very high expectations, and he's just not really been the same, really. Like, he's not had much of an impact, he's not scored many goals, and he's not really done too much. Maybe that is because Rodri's also missing from that midfield. They've had injuries. De Bruyne's not in there with him as well, but I've been a bit underwhelmed, to be honest, by Gundogan. I was expecting a lot more from him than we have got so far. Tim Eric Bunham, average, sure. Jose signing a first summer contender for sure. Just like Anderson, settled in really nicely at Fulham, has been fantastic for them. Yeah, he's got lots of goals, lots of assists, and is flowing very nicely with those attackers for Fulham. Kruder, I don't think has played a lot, so I'll put him an average. Sander Berge, yeah, he's been pretty good. Good signing for Fulham. Who is this? Kepa, I'm gonna put him meh. I don't think he's been amazing. Yeah, he has been like injured for a couple games, and to be honest, Mark Travis did better than him when he missed that game versus Villa. Van Kepa has done all season. Yeah, he's been okay, but not amazing, to be honest. What's this guy's name? The Brazilian guy, Andre. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much. I mean, I know he started off well. He started off really well, but I don't know how much he's done since then, so I'll just put him in average for that. Neto has not played, average. Fedi Kadiologu, average. I think it's been alright. He's played a decent amount of games, but it's not been amazing. It's been alright. Jadon Sancho. I'm gonna say average as well. I think Sancho he started off really well, like really well. Slowly sort of petered out a bit, but like I think balanced out. He's been fine. Like I don't really have an issue with Sancho at Chelsea so far. He's been fine. Got some thumbnail there. Solanke, I would actually say has been a good signing so far. I'm not going to put signing of a summer contender because he has cost quite a bit of money, but I think so far he has lived up to that price tag. He has settled in nicely at Spurs. He's got a decent amount of goals under his belt, and yeah, I think has been really solid for Spurs so far. One of their better attackers for sure. Armando Broja has been injured. Who is this? Who is that? Is that Bart for Bruggen? Oh no, it's Jorgensen. Oh my days. Yeah, Jorgensen has barely played, so average. Is this Falkirk? Falkirk has been injured for a lot of the season. Average. Fabio Carvalho to Brentford. I mean, he's been alright. I haven't really noticed him too much. Average. Joao Felix, again I would say average. Had some nice moments here and there, but he's not really started too many games. When he comes off the bench though, he's been pretty decent, and he's been pretty good in the cup competitions. Sam Johnston, I'm gonna put him meh. Like, started off okay, but then petered out and has now lost his spot to Jose Sarr. So yeah, I mean, not great. Joshua Zirkzee. Oh, this one's tough. I'm gonna put him in meh. I think he scored on his debut, which is nice, but since then I don't think he's really done anything of note. I don't think he's really done much at all. Rasmus Højlund's come back from injury and been the starting striker, so he's been reduced to sort of like bench minutes and hasn't really done much, to be honest. So meh. Then this is Dewsbury Hall. I'm gonna say flop, simply because I've never been hot on this fact. We spent quite a bit of money on him and he has just barely played. He just plays Conference League cup competitions and like he's okay in those games, but it's not like he's amazing or anything. Yeah, and we just kind of wasted money on that, to be honest. Max Gilman, I'm gonna put him meh. Started off the season really nicely, but I think as West Ham's performances have dipped, his has slowly dipped as well. West Ham's defence has been pretty bad, and Gilman is a part of that. But I think his performances from the start of the season warrant him not going in flop. So he's been like alright, but a little bit below par. Manuel Ugarte, I'm gonna put in average, but I think this is one who could move. I'm gonna do this because he hasn't played. He didn't play like the first half of the season. He's come back into the side and he's slowly been getting better and better. I've been impressed by him in the last couple games, but he hasn't really played too many games to warrant being good signing. But I'm seeing really promising promising signs from him. Archie Gray hasn't really played too much, average. Alex Moreno, again, I mean, he's been alright. I don't think he's played tons, average. Odson Edouard to Leicester, I mean, flop. Jamie Vardy is literally keeping him out of his team. He's barely playing. I don't know if he might have got an injury actually, I don't know. Maybe he has. If he has, then maybe I'll push him up, but I don't actually, I generally forgot he went to Leicester. I generally forgot that's how bad he's been. Maxime Lacroix, I would say he started off really bad, but I think the last couple of games has been getting better and better, so I'm going to put him in average for that reason. Yeah, but he did start off a little bit ropey. Pedro Neto, I'm going to put average as well. Again, didn't start off amazingly, but has slowly been getting better and better, and you know, that Arsenal game was amazing, so I think he's been okay so far. He's been alright, he's been fine. Mazraoui is a good signing. Mazraoui's been a good signing. Maybe you can argue a signing of a summer contender, although I don't think his performances have been, like, unfortunately, because Man United have been that bad that, like, I can't warrant him in here, because, like, these guys have helped their teams, like, go high at the table, win loads of points, whereas Mazraoui's been good. It's just his size been quite bad. So yeah, but he's been really good. He's been really good. Matthias de Ligt, I'm gonna say meh. I think he's been alright, but like for the fee they pay, like he's had a couple ropey moments. Like he doesn't look amazing. He looks okay, but I feel like it's one of those where so far this season he's been a little bit underwhelming. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think so far I was expecting a little bit better from him. Rodrigo Gomez hasn't really played. Jorgen Strang Larsen, I'm actually gonna say good signing. Maybe even a signing of a summer contender. You could argue Strand Larsen has settled in really nicely at Wolves up front. Finally they got a striker who can actually score goals. He has scored quite a few goals despite Wolves being really bad. And yeah, he looks really promising. Really good. Reece Nelson, average. He didn't really start playing until the last couple games, but when he has played he's actually been pretty good. Who is this? Is that Guido Rodriguez? I think it is. I'm gonna say meh. I don't think he's been amazing. I think he's struggled a little bit, but because it's a free transfer, I'll give him a little pass. Oriol Mangala, I don't really notice if he's played too much. Average. Carlos Soler, I mean, again, has he been injured or something? I really haven't noticed that he's played. Meh. I don't think he has been injured, to be honest. Cameron Archer, I'm actually going to say he has been a good signing so far. He's grabbed a couple goals. For Southampton. And, you know, despite Southampton struggling for goals, when they do score, it's usually Archer. He's played most games. I know he has missed a penalty as well, but still, I'd say overall he's been pretty decent for Southampton. And Somerville, I think I'm going to say average. He hasn't really played loads, but he has slowly got into the side, and I think, you know, he has been really good when he has been given the opportunities to play. Tadibo, I mean, he's been alright. Actually, I think it's only fair if I put Gilman in meh, Tadibo has to go in meh as well. Tosin hasn't played tons, but when he has played, it's been okay. Average. Milenkovic is actually a signing of a summer contender. I did put him in my team of the season so far as my starting centre back. He has been absolutely incredible for Nottingham Forest, an absolute rock at the back. Him and Murillo, such a good partnership, and yeah, he has really surprised me of how good he has settled in and how fast he has settled in. to that Nottingham Forest backline. Wan-Bissaka. I'm just going to put all the West Ham guys in meh, to be honest, because West Ham overall have just been so bad and so underwhelming given, all the hype around these signings. It looks so promising, and yeah, it's just been awful, hasn't it? Mamadashvili, yeah, for the vibes, we'll put him in flop. I mean, obviously he doesn't play for Liverpool, so I can't rank him. And then O'Brien has barely played, average. Right, so now it's time to decide my current signing of the summer, the signing of the season so far. So who am I dropping down from this list? We got Joachim Andersen, Elliot Anderson, the two Andersons, Delap, Smith Rowe and Milenkovic. I mean, if you had told me that these guys would be the 5 in signing of the summer at the start of the season, I would have been like, what? But, I mean, fair play, they've been really good. So am I dropping here? I think I'm going to drop Elliot Anderson. He has been really, really good, but I think compared to these guys, he scores quite a decent amount, and yeah, he's been really, really good, but I think these guys have a little bit more impact, and I think Elliot Anderson sort of like first couple games was alright, and then really went into his stride in the last few. I'm then gonna drop, for similar reasons, Smith Rowe. Again, just the price tag costs a lot more than these guys. Smith Rowe has had a couple like not amazing games. Yes, he's had some really good games, but yeah, he's had a couple where he's been pretty average. So yeah, so it's between Joachim Andersen, Liam Delap and Milenkovic. Joachim Andersen, again, the price tag I'm gonna have to factor in cost more than these two, and I think performance has been pretty similar to those two, so that's really the only thing I can really factor in here. So it's between Liam Delap and Nikola Milenkovic for my signing of the summer. So far this season, I'm actually gonna go Liam Delap. Liam Delap is my signing of the season so far. I think that Liam Delap for me has just been so crucial in terms of winning his side points, which have struggled so far this season. But when they do get points, Delap pretty much scores in every single game. Almost every goal they score is through Liam Delap. He's just been really, really good, and surprised me about how quickly he's taken to the Prem, because he didn't even do that well in the Championship. He's got like 5-6 goals already in the Prem, and they could really be vital for Ipswich staying up this season. I think he's going to be crucial for them. So yeah, Liam Delap is my signing of the summer so far, but that is the tier list complete. As I said, we're going to do this, we're going to revisit this as the season progresses, but this is the first instalment, and yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed,